Everybody, this is Brothario. I'm a divorced single dad doing my part to make sure guys don't fall into traps that all the other guys seem to fall into nowadays. So today I'm going to be not reacting to a video. I'm going to be reading something here off of Reddit, the cesspool of the internet. But I saw like a video clip of some people reading this story on Christine Grace Smith, I believe is her name. She's got some pretty good takes and stuff. If you haven't seen her channel, go ahead and check that out. But I couldn't find a picture or a clip of someone else reading it, so I figured I'll just read it myself. And you'll have to hear me as I stumble through all the words because I tried to read stuff a little too quickly. But this happened apparently 2 years ago, and the original post was deleted, but I was able to track down this. And it is AITAH. I think that means, am I the asshole? In shorthand for internet speak, because God forbid should people actually type out the entirety of what they're trying to say. Too much work there. But am I the asshole for falling out of love with my wife after she took a 7-week vacation? This right here is not the original poster. This was saved, and this person's kind of reposting. So here, the original post from April 12th of 2024. I, 32 male, have been married to my wife, 30 female, for 4 years, and we've been together for 8. So, you know, since 24 and 22. Math, genius. She's a stay-at-home mom. We have Irish twins, 1 female, two males, which is incredibly taxing for my wife. She wanted a solo vacation break for a few weeks where she would travel different states, visit her high school and college friends, go to concerts, and do a lot of fun stuff. So I asked if I would be fine with it, asked if she could make it maybe a couple weeks. She asked if I'd be fine with it, asked if I assume it's supposed to say I asked if she could make it maybe a couple of weeks shorter, because 7 weeks managing our 2 children alone sounded really daunting, especially since work was also getting taxing recently. I do work remote, so at least that worked in my favor. My wife and I discussed for a couple days, and I ultimately agreed with her that she did deserve a break because of what she has been through the past few years. And so she took her vacation. The first week managing our children alone was extremely difficult, and I did feel like I was losing my mind, but I survived. My sister came to help me from the second week on. She was honestly a lifesaver, and I will be eternally grateful for her. I never directly asked her to help me, but I guess I indirectly did, because when she called me at the end of the first week, I basically broke down in tears. So from the second week on, my sister stayed over at my house to help with the children, and a huge burden had been lifted off my shoulders. I also was really able to focus on work and meet my deadlines. To be really honest, I do not miss my wife at all. I was emotionally and mentally relaxed, and also had a lot of fun with my children and my sister. I felt a sense of betrayal that my wife had actually gone through with the 7-week vacation. I slowly fell out of love with my wife. When my wife came back from her vacation, she was super refreshed and recharged, but to be honest, I was a bit indifferent. My wife tried to initiate sex the first night. She came back, which I rejected because I said I wasn't feeling it. The subsequent days, I had the same level of indifference in our day-to-day life, and she probably noticed it but didn't say anything. A week later, she asked me why I was like this, and I told her I didn't love her anymore. She apologized for taking a 7-week vacation, and after there was anything she could do to fix it, I told her no. We pretty much went through the motions the next couple of weeks before I finally decided that I wanted a divorce. She seemed devastated when I brought up divorce, which surprised me because I'd already told her I didn't love her anymore. She asked if we could go do couples therapy or marriage counseling first before I started looking for a divorce lawyer, and I told her I needed some time to think about it. I spent a few days thinking about it. It should be it here, and I am still leaning towards a divorce because basically I don't love my wife anymore, and I don't think marriage counseling can fix it. Am I the asshole for falling out of love with my wife because of the 7-week vacation? Okay, apparently there's an update next day. So first and foremost, before we read the update, let's address this, okay? 32, you have 2 kids, she's a stay-at-home mom. I'm gonna go out here and say this right away, right now. Being a stay-at-home parent is about the easiest job you can have. I don't care what any woman wants to claim. It doesn't matter. If you think being a stay-at-home parent is hard, it's because you have never had an actual hard job. It is simple. And I'm saying this as a dad, a single dad now, who has 2 boys that are not quite Irish twins. We missed by 2 months. They're 14 months apart. And I have been running my own business for the entirety, for a couple years before I had my oldest, for the entirety of that time. So when the kids were born, all day, I would take care of them while working and running and maintaining my own business. I would, do all the diaper changes, the feeding, everything that is associated with kids, nap times, all that stuff. I would do all of that while I was working. When the kid was taking a nap, I would have I don't know, it's like a little like pad thing that goes around your waist. It's like a U shape that I would lay my kids down on, and they would sleep in my lap as I sat there and worked if they weren't sleeping in their crib or whatever. I did this for 2 children who, when you have kids that are that close of age, it's just like a rolling thing to where you don't ever kind of progress to where you get past something and then you have to restart over. It's just a continuing thing. So like if you think of potty training with taking however many weeks, kind of double that, because it's like one rolls into the other. So you kind of move through it all at the same time. Is it a bit of work and challenging? Yeah, a little bit. But all you do is set a schedule. It's simple. People want to make out parenting like is way harder than it is. The thing that comes down with parenting is you got 2 rules here. Make sure your kid doesn't die and do your best. That's it. There's no special secret formula to it. Don't just do this, do that, blah, 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 blah. It is simple. For when women say, oh, it is so hard, you're being dramatic as shit. It is hard because you are making it hard. Suck it up. Got it? Okay. Now let's move on with this. Stay-at-home mom, taxing, she wanted a solo break for a few weeks. Okay, look, that's perfectly fine. If she wants a break, you should be able to give her a break. No one needs to work nonstop or whatever. And if she wants to go spend like, I don't know, a weekend or something, like chilling at the beach or in the mountains or doing whatever, that's perfectly fine. That's acceptable. This is where I have a problem. She wanted a few weeks. A few weeks turns out to be 7 weeks. 7 weeks is unacceptable. That is not taking a break. That is abandoning your life that you chose to get into for 2 months. 2 months you just disappear out of your life and have nothing to do with it. That is not a break. That is abandoning your life and your responsibilities. And she's saying here, she wanted to celebrate for a few weeks. She wanted to travel to different states, visit her high school and college friends, go to concerts, do a lot of fun stuff. Okay? I mean, this is a few years old, but imagine I'm talking to this guy right now. Hate to break it to you, pal. Your wife didn't want to do that. Your wife wanted 7 weeks to go away and bang people. That's what she wanted to do. She's not going and visiting old friends and college friends and going to concerts, doing all that shit. No, she's going visiting old friends or college friends or even people that she met online or whatever, in all this downtime that happens when you're a stay-at-home parent, because you have a lot of downtime, especially when the kids are young and they're sleeping. So she probably found other people that she wanted to meet, and that's what she was doing. She was taking 7 weeks to go on a bang fest all throughout the country, apparently. That's what she was doing. She wasn't just going to try to visit friends. I guarantee that. Okay. 7 days. We mentioned 2 kids alone sounded really daunting, especially when your work is also getting taxing recently. I do work remote, so at least I do my favor. Okay, so let me say to this guy here, is it a little bit of challenge and extra burden? Yes. Is it daunting? No. When you think, oh, that sounds daunting, you're already setting yourself up for failure. Okay? You can say, oh, this is going to be a challenge. It will definitely be challenging, but I can handle it. But when you say, oh, this seems daunting, I don't know if I can do it, you have already put yourself in a position to lose. You are set yourself up for a self-defeating attitude. You cannot do that. If you ever want to achieve anything, you have to look challenges in the face, grab them by the balls, and say, I see you challenge, and I'm going to kick your ass. That is what you need to do. It doesn't matter what the challenge is. That's the way you have to approach it. You can't hide and run from it. So this guy already set himself up for failure. Wife's a couple days, agreed to let her go, blah, 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 blah. What she's been through for the past few years, whatever, you're making excuses for whatever she's doing. And so she took a vacation. That week managing her children alone was extremely difficult, and I did feel like I was losing my mind, but I survived. My sister came over to help second week, honestly, lifesaver. And it'll be entirely good for her. I never asked her direct my health, but I guess I indirectly did, because when she video called me at the end of the first week, I basically broke down in tears. Okay, first and foremost, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. Guy, you're a pussy. You are an absolute pussy. It is not hard. It is a challenge. Suck it up and do it. This is pathetic. So you didn't even, for the 7 weeks, you didn't even take care of your kids, right? Like you did your part of it, but you didn't take care of them fully. You had your sister come in and save you. And the sister, out of the kindness of her heart or whatever reason, decided that she wanted to come help, which good for you. Guess what? You still got out of doing all the work and you still managed to break down from it. You're a pussy. Absolute pussy. Grow up. Responsibilities. It doesn't matter what they are, but you decide to have kids. They are your responsibility. Suck it up and deal with the responsibility you chose. Second one, sister stayed over his house, helped with the children. Huge burden had been lifted off his shoulders. Of course, because she's helping you now do all the work that you were too much of a bitch to be capable of doing. I was able to focus on work and meet deadlines. Oh no, not deadlines. It's a deadline. Here, let me tell you this about working, people. You have been programmed to think that spending, if you retire at 65, but they keep raising that retirement age every year, and say you start working at 15, 16. You have been programmed to spend 50 years of your life working under the guise of you'll be able to enjoy yourself later on in life. Why? Why aren't you enjoying yourself now? Why aren't you working less to enjoy yourself now while you are guaranteed to be alive? You have no guarantee that you will even live to retirement age. And then if you do live to retirement age, you know what happens with a lot of these people who put their whole life and existence in working? They become lazy. They didn't build any hobbies to begin with. They don't know what to do, and they end up dying of boredom. They retire at 65 or 67. They're dead at 69 because they didn't keep themselves doing something, because they never thought about themselves, about the future, or they just thought, I need to work now to enjoy myself later on, instead of enjoying themselves when they could. Fuck the deadlines. Fuck the being productive. You have one life. Live it. Stop missing out on it, okay? Focus on blah, blah, blah. To be brutally honest, I did not miss my wife at all. I was emotionally and mentally relaxed, and so it was a lot of fun with my children and my sister. I also felt a sense of betrayal that my wife had actually gone through with the 7-week vacation. I slowly fell out of love with her. Okay, yeah. So the wife was being an undue amount of stress on the whole situation. And when that stress is removed from your life, things do get easier. It does. So yeah, you probably didn't miss her, and you have every single right to feel betrayal, because she did betray you. She abandoned you. She abandoned her kids. She abandoned her responsibilities for 2 months. She just up and disappeared for 2 months. At that point in time, you are single. You are doing everything. Well, I can't say you're doing everything on, because you had your sister come and doing everything for you. Okay. But no, it is not weird to fall out of love with your wife at that point in time, because she abandoned you. She decided, oh, I'm gone. That is a totally normal reaction. You realize, okay, well, I'm single now. This is what it's like to be single. I'm just getting used to it. I have no use for this person. Okay. When wife came back, she was super fresh and recharged. But I was a bit indifferent. I would hope after being away for 2 months, she was super fresh and recharged of having 2 months worth of banging anyone she wanted. Getting to do everything that she wanted, that she missed when she was young. This is what women do. They idolize this perceived fantasy of like what life will be, and then when they actually start living what life actually is, they pine for what they are missing out, what they had before. So they start doing whatever. This is why most of these divorces are happening, because the women, they say they want this, they get what they want, they're not happy, because women cannot be happy. They have no understanding of what it is to be happy. You will never be able to make a woman happy. But then they say, I'm not happy, now I'm going to leave this guy to go back and be doing what I was doing beforehand. That is the life cycle of women in relationships. They all do it. They are never appreciative of what they have, and they're always looking for something else. So yes, it is perfectly fine for to feel indifferent about this and not care about her anymore. Wife tried to initiate sex the first night. She came back, which I rejected because I wasn't feeling it. Well, you should reject it because she's been just banging all these other people. You know, if that's not something you don't care about, then fine. But that's what she was doing. She was off banging other people. Okay. So you shouldn't be like, oh yeah, let me get in on those sloppy seconds. Yeah, bring that to me. When feeling it subsequent days, I had the same level of indifference in our day-to-day life, and she probably noticed it but didn't say anything. A week later, she asked why I was like this, and I told her I didn't love her anymore. She apologized for taking a 7-week vacation and asked if anything new to fix it. Too little, too late. You could have not taken a 7-week vacation. You could have said, hey, can I have the weekend to myself to go hang out, chill, relax? Yes, that's perfectly fine. Come back. Hey, everything's good to go. I feel great. She would have been recharged and refreshed in those few days just the same. But no, she went. She took 7 weeks to go on a bang fest. So yeah, no, there's nothing you can fix, and your apology means nothing at this point in time. Told her no. We pretty much went through the motions the next couple weeks before I decided I wanted a divorce. Perfectly fine, understandable and acceptable. She seemed devastated when I brought it up, which surprised me because I already told her I didn't love her anymore. Of course she seems devastated because now she's going to realize that, she's not going to be able to do this whole 7-week off thing again and leave the kids with someone else, because now she's going to be forced, if the divorce goes through, to actually take care of her kids and actually live up to her responsibilities. That's why she's devastated. She's not devastated that you want the divorce. She's devastated that now, my situation is going to change and I'm not going to be able to do this shit again. I'm not going to be able to take advantage of this guy again. She goes try and look forward to find another guy to take advantage of in the future, but not this guy. She asked me to go to couples therapy or marriage counseling first before I started looking for a divorce lawyer, and I told her I needed some time to think about it. I'm going to tell you this. Don't waste your time. Do not waste your time. Like 90 or something percent of all therapists and psychologists and all this shit now are women, okay? They have overtaken these fields and run all the men off. If there was any hope of something getting fixed through counseling or therapy or whatever, you would have to go to a male therapist, because a female therapist is always going to side with the woman. Always. They will make excuses for the actions chosen by the woman. So if this guy were to go to therapy and they would get a female therapist because the odds are just stacked that way, the woman is going to say, oh yeah, you know what? There's no problem that she went and did this. It is perfectly fine that she abandoned you and her family for 7 weeks because she needed this. And they'll try and say that you're the one that has a problem and you need to change. Do not waste your money on that. You will never get anything out of this other than losing more money. Period. I spent the next few days thinking about it. I still lean towards divorce because basically I don't love my wife anymore. I think marriage counseling can't fix it, because marriage counseling cannot fix it. Do not try. It is not worth it. It is a waste of money. She already shows exactly what she thinks of you when she abandoned you and your family for 2 months. Okay? There is no saving that. All right. Now, let's go into this update here. Apparently, this was posted the day after. That was April 12th, so this is April 13th. I posted my original post last night, went to sleep immediately after. I had deleted it for anonymity's sake, but I preserved it here, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I woke up in the morning, spent an hour reading the comments, and decided that I at least owe it to our children to try couples therapy before I consider divorce. Oh my God. No, you don't, you absolute bitch. You don't owe it to your kids. It has already been proven to your kids that they are not important. If they were important to the family, she would not have abandoned them for 2 months. You don't owe it to the kids. You owe it to the kids to get away from someone like that. You fucking absolute pussy bitch. Told my wife of my decision. She was really happy about it, but I also told her I don't expect too much to come from it because I just didn't love my wife anymore. I wasn't sure if couple counseling would fix that. It won't. It won't. All it's doing is prolonging the inevitable and costing you money. That's it. My God. I want to clarify a couple things. Money is not an issue. I am lucky to be working in a high-paying, albeit stressful job. Who gives a shit about money? Stop putting so much emphasis on fucking money. It really didn't bother me how much money my wife spent on her trip. The main issue was I was emotionally and mentally overwhelmed managing 2 children while also working full-time, albeit remote. Pussy, suck it up. Be a goddamn man. I guarantee you, yeah, you have a high-paying job. I guarantee you it's not nearly as stressful as you're making it out to be. You're mentally weak, as proven by your statements of what happened prior, breaking down to your sister on the phone. The main issue was overwhelmed too, blah, 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 blah. My wife was also specifically against daycare for personal reasons. Why? Everybody needs a break. Why would you be against daycare? Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. Women making things more complicated than they need to be. Hey, look, I have these kids. These kids are stressing me out. I could use a break from these kids. Hey, you know what? Here, I'm going to put them in daycare for a little bit. They give me a few hours throughout the day to have time to myself and quiet to recharge before I get my kids again. But instead of doing that, this woman decided that she didn't want to do daycare, and she wanted to abandon her family for 2 months. This is, again, a demonstration of women making things way more complicated than they need to be. Absolutely absurd. By the end of the first week, I lost my sanity and basically broke down in tears when my sister and video. Yeah, because you're a pussy. I'm not going to keep saying this. And if you come across this video, random guy who posted this however many years ago, you're a pussy. Coming from someone who's done everything you've done. Shut up. My sister had enough time to come over and help me from the second week on, and she really wanted to because it gave her purpose in life. She had no plans to be in the workforce, and she pretty much is set in life because of my father's money. Oh, look at that. Look at that. A woman not wanting to contribute anything in the workforce because she was already set by somebody else's money that came from a man. How shocking is that? She did nothing with her life. She had no purpose in her life. And I'm not saying that your work should be your purpose, but she had no purpose in life because she had money given to her by a guy, a man. I did ask my father not to leave any money behind for me and give everything to my sister because I was already in the workforce and had a good job. Why? This is what I'm going back to with pissing your life away over work. You had a chance here to enjoy the fruits of your father's hard work that put you in such a great position to where you would be able to have less stress on you, still can have a job you wanted a little bit or whatever, and more time to do things you like spend time with your kids, right? And take a little bit of the burden off the wife because she doesn't believe in daycare and all this shit. So you could have had the money that came from your dad. So you wouldn't have to work this supposedly stressful job, high-paying job, right? You put yourself in this position, jackass. You're just as stupid as the woman. Well, you think it's honorable as I didn't ask my father to leave any money behind for me because I was already in the workforce? Is that honorable? No, I'm already slaving away to the system. I don't need any of your money. Give it to my lazy ass sister who doesn't want to be a part of the system. What kind of bullshit mentality is this? This guy is all sorts of mentally like jacked up and a pussy. And I'm going to keep saying that. Good job. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So relevant comments on this. Did your kids have any contact with your wife during this 7-week vacation? She called me 2 times during the entirety of her vacation. Called 2 times on her 7-week bang fest. Twice. I would have, and this is just me, I would have had every single thing of hers moved out of the house, put in a storage unit somewhere or whatever, and changed all the locks on the door in that entire 7-week times. It's not like you're even in a rush. It was 7 fucking weeks, and she only called to talk to her kids twice. This guy is an absolute simp, pussy bitch. My God, you're an embarrassment. You're an embarrassment. You aren't a man. You're an embarrassment. You're a pushover that allows everyone to get whatever they want at the expense of you. What an absolute joke of a man. Oh my God. This is just absolutely absurd. There's people out there like this that I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. Stop slaving your life away working. Stop being in pursuit of money. It is just, you work longer and longer and your money's worth less and less and less. Stop worrying about that. Worrying about living your life as you are actually alive. Stop planning for a time that you may never even see to think all of a sudden you will have some sort of great experiences then when you're so old and shit you can't even move around. Stop doing that. Spend time, enjoy your life, spend time with your kids, as much time as you can, because they grow up really, really fast. And at some point in time, they're not going to want anything to do with you anymore. And you're just going to have to accept that that they're gone. They're their own person. They're off there doing their own life, and then they're going to go do whatever they do. And the thing is with kids, when they see you doing something, they're going to learn from it. If they see you spending your entire time working and working and working and making no time for them or anything else or whatever, and just devoting your entire life to work, they're going to grow up doing one of two things. Thinking that that's the way they need to spend their life and go down that same awful path to begin with, or they're going to grow up resenting you for all the times that you missed out. Okay? Stop doing that. Never, ever entertain the fact of your wife or whatever taking 2 months off and abandoning their family. Okay? If that's what she wants to take 2 months off, just say it's over, it's done, get the divorce done and go about your lives. Let her go be all by herself, whatever. If it's that freaking bad, let her give up all 100% custody of the kids and you can take them. Let her go off and do whatever she wants. Let her go bang everybody else that she wants. Who gives a shit? She's not you. She's not a good person. She didn't care about you. Don't entertain this shit. And just as a guy speaking to other guys who've gone through all this on my own, stop bitching. Stop being a pussy. Just suck it up and take care of your responsibilities. Is it going to be challenging? Is it going to be stressful? Is it going to be hard times? Abso-fucking-lutely. But be a goddamn dude and figure out solutions to the problem. Set yourself schedules. Cook meal prep beforehand. Spend a few hours one day cooking the meals for the entire week so it's not something you have to stress out throughout the week. Get yourself some daycare to help out and give them time. Ask for help if needed. If you have someone in your life, like this guy's sister, who does nothing, I'm sure you can ask them to try and help you out a little bit. If you don't have anyone around you like I do, guess what I did? I just dealt with it. Okay? I dealt with it. And it was fine. And one day I was needing a break one day. I was really stressed. So what I do? I woke up. I got going before the sun came up. I got to the mountains. I went and I hiked 3 mountains and 14 miles. Got back in my car and I drove home after the sun was down. And guess what? I felt refreshed. I was out in nature. It was in the quiet. I saw absolutely nobody and it was fucking wonderful. And that recharged me. And that was one day. I didn't need 2 months to get over it. Okay? Suck it up and deal with your responsibilities. Be a man and solve the problems you are having. Find solutions to those problems. Okay? Life isn't easy. Life has hard times. If you crumble under that pressure, you are forever going to be stressed out and not achieve. You have to accept challenges and face them head on. That is it. That comes with everything, not just parenting, every aspect of life. Don't set yourself up for failure by having a defeatist attitude. Just do, okay? It's not that hard. Now here, let's go and look at some of these comments just because. Here, I wonder if it really was a vacation or if she had checked herself into rehab or something, because that's really weird behavior. I was thinking maybe a mental health facility after a really bad case of postpartum depression. That's where my mind went to. I have a couple people in my life who had to check into a mental facilities and had a limited contact with the outside world. What in the fucking hell? This is what's wrong with society. They're giving this woman too much grace. They're giving her too much grace. They're assuming, instead of her taking her for her word, even though we know that they're liars, that, oh no, she was going to go travel the country and hang out with friends and go to concerts and have fun, they immediately say, oh no, she's just making up a lie there and she's actually going to check herself into a mental health institution? Do you not think talking as a woman, because you'll just go and vent all your problems to freaking the world in every way, form, or fashion, you just get on your screen and load this shit up to TikTok, whatever. Do you not think that maybe saying, hey, look, I'm a little stressed out, I mentally can't handle this, can I go see someone to talk about this, check myself into an institution? Do you not think that would go over better than saying, hey, I'm going to take 7 weeks off to go around and travel and hang out with friends? Do you not think that if this husband knew that, hey, she was really having problems like this and she was needing help and she was going away for 7 weeks to get help from some people, that maybe he would understand the fact, and when she would come back, he would still be in love with her because she saw what the problem was and she tried to fix it? Why the fuck would you default to her being, she was having mental health issues and she checked herself in? Stop giving women grace. They don't deserve it.
They don't deserve it. She decided she wanted to go off for 2 months to go bang people. That's what it was. It's that obvious. That's obvious of what it is. Stop making excuses for them. You people are pathetic. And this is what I'm saying. Reddit is a cesspool. It's like totally if left-wing politics bullshit. These are the types of assholes that would say stuff like this instead of understanding the fact that this woman was a whore. She wanted to go bang everyone. She was a slut. God. I think the wife was burnt out. Yes, we can all agree that. But I still have trouble understanding the lack of cause. I think that's what made him fall out of love with her. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, because she was going around banging everybody. It makes so much sense to say like, no, fools. You're stupid. God. 7 weeks and only 2 calls. It sounds like she went away and was considering divorce herself, but changed her mind. Yeah, see, at least this one, this has hair. I'm assuming this little avatar is like an actual woman saying this. At least this woman can see that, yeah, you know, she was considering this, probably considering herself because she's off banging other people. That's what she was doing. So yes, what she was doing is she was doing a, you can call it a test run for divorce, right? Going out there, or what's it called? The Amish people, the Rumspringa, where it's like, hey, this is the Amish life here. You're this age, go out and experience the world for a bit, and then you can decide whether you want to stay out there or come back and be Amish again. This is like a marriage Rumspringa that was happening. She decided that I'm burnt out like this. I want to go and experience all these other things and all these other people and all this shit. See what I'm missing out on and see whether or not I want to come back or if I'm going to stay gone and pursue this divorce. That's exactly what this is. She did not go to a mental institution. Jesus Christ. In the original thread, a lot of people suspect a rehab or a prison sentence because of the length of time. A prison sentence? Do you not think the husband know that his wife got arrested? That she somehow, right? This guy works from home, and he wouldn't somehow pick up on the fact that his wife had gotten arrested and had to go to court and all this other times because she would be leaving the house at those times to be in jail and going to court and all this stuff to be sentenced to be prison. I swear to God, Reddit and just the stupidity of people. Rehab makes a lot of sense. Mental breakdown. Or mental breakdown. The original poster glossed over certain things that would have been useful to really understand everyone's situations. Dubious, we know the full story. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. My God, just accept it for what it is. She wanted to test the waters. That's what she was doing. It is not rocket science. My God. Leave young children for 2 months. My kid was the same age. I would get up in the middle of the night just to check he was still breathing. I can't imagine leaving my young children 7 weeks. I have 2 that are 25 months apart. Just spent 3 weeks with them because daycare was on break for so long. I'm so burnt out. Irish transfer for a full year would be infinitely harder. Oh my God, again, you people, shut up. Parenting is easy. It really is. You are all mentally weak and shouldn't be parents. Okay, okay. All right. Okay, I can't read any more of these morons and their completely ill-advised, not having any life experience comments anymore. So, all right, guys. I think I made it abundantly clear of exactly what happened in this scenario and exactly how I feel about all these people. Yeah, I don't see how anyone else could see it any way different than the way I'm seeing it because it is blatantly obvious of what had happened. But that's it. Yeah. So, yeah, guys, this is Brothario. That's all I got. Let me know what you think. As I said, if you haven't seen Christine Grace before seeing me somehow, go check her stuff out. Seems pretty cool. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. So I will check you guys later.
All right, check you later.